Donald J. Trump. The name itself evokes strong emotions. To some, he is a symbol of American success, a self-made billionaire who defied expectations to reach the pinnacle of power. To others, he represents a dangerous departure from American norms, a divisive figure who has deepened political and social divides. Love him or hate him, one thing is undeniable. Donald Trump has left an indelible mark on American history. His story is a quintessentially American tale, one of ambition, wealth, and the pursuit of power. From his early days as a brash young real estate developer in New York City to his stunning rise to the presidency, Trump has consistently upended expectations and rewritten the rules of the game. His presidency was a time of unprecedented upheaval marked by bitter partisan battles, a global pandemic, and a reckoning with social injustice. Through it all, Trump remained a lightning rod for controversy, his every word and action scrutinized and debated by a deeply divided nation. Now, as he enters his second term, the question remains, what is the true legacy of Donald J. Trump? Will he be remembered as a transformative figure who reshaped the American landscape, or as a cautionary tale of ambition and excess? Only time will tell. This essay will explore the life and times of Donald Trump, from his childhood in Queens to his current reign in the White House. We will delve into the key events and decisions that shaped his path, examining his impact on American business, entertainment, and politics. Through it all, we will seek to understand the man behind the myth, the forces that drove him, and the legacy he will leave behind. Donald John Trump was born in 1946 in the then-quiet borough of Queens, New York. His father, Fred Trump, was a successful real estate developer who specialized in building affordable housing for middle-class families. Growing up in a world of construction sites and blueprints, young Donald developed a keen interest in the family business. He was a boisterous and energetic child, traits that would come to define his public persona. His parents, recognizing his need for discipline, sent him to the New York Military Academy at the age of 13. At the military school, Trump excelled in athletics and developed a competitive streak that would serve him well in the cutthroat world of New York real estate. After graduating from the academy, Trump enrolled at Fordham University before transferring to the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania, his father's alma mater. At Wharton, he studied economics and real estate, immersing himself in the world of finance and deal-making. He graduated with a degree in economics in 1968, eager to make his mark on the world. Armed with a Wharton degree and an unshakable belief in his own abilities, Trump joined his father's company, the Trump Organization. He quickly proved himself to be a shrewd and ambitious businessman, with a knack for identifying lucrative opportunities. While his father focused on building affordable housing in the outer boroughs, Donald set his sights on Manhattan, determined to make his mark on the most competitive real estate market in the world. His first major project was the renovation of the Commodore Hotel, a rundown property near Grand Central Station. Trump secured a tax abatement from the city and convinced the Hyatt Corporation to partner with him on the project. The result, the Grand Hyatt New York, was a resounding success, establishing Trump as a major player in the Manhattan real estate scene. Over the next 2 decades, Trump built a sprawling business empire, encompassing hotels, casinos, golf courses, and even an airline. He became a fixture in the New York tabloids, known for his lavish lifestyle, his outspoken personality, and his penchant for self-promotion. In the early 2000s, Trump's celebrity reached new heights with the debut of The Apprentice, a reality television show that followed a group of aspiring entrepreneurs competing for a job in the Trump Organization. The show was a ratings juggernaut, making Trump's catchphrase, "You're fired," a part of the American lexicon. The Apprentice transformed Trump from a successful businessman into a bona fide cultural icon. His wealth, his lifestyle, and his no-nonsense persona resonated with millions of viewers who saw in him an embodiment of the American dream. Fueled by his newfound celebrity, Trump began to dabble more openly in politics. He had long flirted with the idea of running for office, even launching a brief bid for the Reform Party's presidential nomination in 2000. However, it was not until 2015 that he fully committed to a political career, announcing his candidacy for the Republican nomination for President of the United States. His campaign, fueled by populist rhetoric and a promise to make America great again, tapped into a deep vein of discontent among working-class Americans. A Section 5. The first act, a presidency of disruption. To the shock of the political establishment, Trump defied all expectations and won the Republican nomination, defeating a crowded field of seasoned politicians. His victory in the general election against Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton was even more stunning, upending decades of political conventional wisdom. Trump's presidency was a period of constant turmoil marked by a dizzying array of policy changes, personnel shakeups, and international incidents. He withdrew the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement, imposed tariffs on goods from China, and moved the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem, fulfilling a campaign promise. His administration was also plagued by scandal, including allegations of collusion between his campaign and Russia, which led to a lengthy special counsel investigation. In 2019, Trump became the third president in U.S. history to be impeached by the House of Representatives, though he was later acquitted by the Senate. Despite the constant chaos, Trump remained popular with his base of supporters, who admired his willingness to challenge the status quo and his confrontational style. He appointed two conservative justices to the Supreme Court, Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh, shifting the balance of the court to the right for a generation. Section 6, second term, second wind. The 2024 presidential election was one of the most closely watched and contentious in American history. Facing off against incumbent President Trump was former Vice President Joe Biden, who campaigned on a message of unity and a return to normalcy. In the end, Trump defied the polls and secured a narrow victory, winning both the popular vote and the Electoral College. His victory was attributed to a number of factors, including Biden's poor performance in the debates and Trump's ability to mobilize his base. Despite facing a divided nation and a Democratic-controlled House of Representatives, Trump has shown no signs of slowing down in his second term. He has continued to pursue his agenda of economic nationalism, deregulation, and conservative social policies. His second term has been marked by a number of notable events, including his proposal for a strategic partnership with Greenland, his attendance at Super Bowl 59, and his controversial decision to cancel federal DEI programs. Section 7. Beyond the Oval Office, Sports, Spectacle, and Controversy. Throughout his life, Donald Trump has been a larger-than-life figure who thrives on spectacle and controversy. His love of sports, particularly golf, boxing, and football, is well documented, and he has often used his platform to weigh in on sporting events and controversies. He has been a vocal critic of NFL players kneeling during the national anthem, calling for them to be fired, and he has praised athletes who align with his political views, such as former NFL star Herschel Walker. Trump's own foray into the world of professional sports as the owner of the New Jersey Generals of the USFL was short-lived but tumultuous. He sued the NFL, alleging that the league held a monopoly on professional football, but the lawsuit was ultimately unsuccessful. More recently, Trump has courted controversy with his policies on transgender athletes, signing an order barring transgender women and girls from competing in women's sports. This move has sparked a heated debate about fairness, inclusion, and the rights of transgender athletes. Section 8. A legacy forged in fire. As Donald Trump enters the twilight of his presidency, his legacy remains a subject of intense debate. His supporters view him as a transformative figure who challenged the status quo and restored American greatness. They point to his economic policies, his appointment of conservative judges, and his tough stance on immigration as evidence of his success. His detractors, on the other hand, see him as a dangerous demagogue who eroded democratic norms and deepened divisions within American society. They criticize his rhetoric, his policies, and his personal conduct, arguing that he has left the country more divided than ever. Historians and political analysts are divided on how Trump will be judged by history. Some believe that his presidency will be seen as an aberration, a brief departure from American norms. Others argue that he has fundamentally reshaped the Republican Party and American politics, paving the way for a new era of populism and nationalism. Trump's presidency has been a stress test for American democracy, says historian Doris Kearns Goodwin. It remains to be seen whether our institutions are strong enough to withstand the pressures he has placed upon them. Section 9. The Unfinished Story of Donald J. Trump. Despite his advancing age, Donald Trump shows no signs of fading from the public spotlight. He remains a powerful force within the Republican Party, and his endorsement is highly sought after by candidates seeking office. What does the future hold for Donald J. Trump? Will he continue to be a vocal presence in American politics, even after he leaves the White House? Will he return to his business empire or seek new ventures to expand his brand? Or will he finally step back from the public eye and enjoy a quiet retirement? Only time will tell what the next chapter holds for Donald J. Trump. One thing is certain, his story, like his presidency, is far from over.